Huh? Yeah. Okay, everybody, we're going to get started. I'd like to announce that a quorum is present. The meeting is duly called, and notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act. The time is 6:02 p.m. The following board members are in attendance: Tracy Miller, Allison Lasan, Catherine Sells, Dr. Buddy Bonner, Angie Cox, Christy Hassett, Jenny Prosnick. Consideration action with respect of canvassing the election, May 7, 2022, Board of Trustees election. I need to read something in my folder, apparently, right?
No, we just make a motion.
Okay. For place 3, the total of 14,423 votes were cast, with each individual candidate for said place 3 receiving the following votes, to wit: Samuel Griffith, 1,604 in Denton County, 7 in Tarrant County. Sheila Taylor, 6,937 in Denton County, 8 in Tarrant County. Pam Johnson, 5,858 in Denton County, 9 in Tarrant County. For place 4, a total of 14,128 votes were cast, with each of the candidates for said place receiving the following votes, to wit: Stacy L. Barker, 6,038 in Denton County, 10 in Tarrant County. Catherine Sells, 8,066 in Denton County, 14 in Tarrant County. For place 5, a total of 14,253 votes were cast, with each of the candidates for said place receiving the following votes, to wit: Chris Bowen, 6,748 in Denton County, Tarrant County, 16 votes. Jenny Prosnick, 7,482 in Denton County, 7 in Tarrant County. And appearing to be Board of Trustees and the board so finding that Sheila P. Taylor received the highest number of votes cast for place 3, and that Catherine Sells received the highest number of votes for place 4, and that Jenny Prosnick received the highest number of votes for place 5. It is therefore found and declared and so ordered by the Board of Trustees of the Lewisville Independent School District that the above trustee election was duly called, the notice of said election was duly posted, and the said election was held in accordance with the law. And that the said election, Sheila P. Taylor, Catherine Sells, and Jenny Prosnick were elected to the Board of Trustees, subject to taking the oath of office. It is further found and determined that written notice of the date, place, and subject of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board used for posting notices of the meetings of the Board of Trustees in a place convenient and readily accessible to the general public, and said notice, having been so posted, remain posted for the time required by law to precede the scheduled time of said meeting. The above order being read, we need a motion. Ms. Hassett.
Based on the results of the Denton County and Tarrant County, I move that the board adopt the order declaring the results of May 7th, 2022 election, electing Sheila P. Taylor to place 3, Catherine Sells to place 4, and Jenny Prosnick to place 5, subject to taking the oath of office.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Hassan, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? We haven't done the oath yet. I just need to read a couple more things here. I forgot to read the beginning. On this 7th day of May 2022, the Board of Trustees of Lewisville Independent School District convened in regular session with the following members present: Angie Cox, member; Christy Hassett, member; Allison Lasan, vice president; Tracy Scott Miller, president; Jenny Prosnick, member; Catherine Sells, secretary. And all said members were present and constituting a quorum, and among other proceedings held by the said Board of Trustees were the following, which I previously read. The above order being read, it was moved and seconded that same do pass. Thereupon, the question being called for, with all members of said board shown present above, aye, except as noted below, and there's no notes, and I will sign that as appropriate. With that, I believe we proceed with the swearing in. Our Justice of the Peace and LHS graduate, Marcus High School, I'm sorry, Lewisville
It was years ago.
Judge Curbo is going to do the swearing in. I've got the certificates here, so I'll ask Ms. Taylor to come forward and the other candidates as well.
Every side is the good side. First and foremost, it is an honor to be here with you today to administer your oath of office to LISD Board of Trustees. Will you please raise your right hand? I state your name.
Catherine Sosnick,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
the office of School Board Trustee for Lewisville Independent School District and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
So here's your certificate. Jenny? You can do pictures first because they got to run.
Yeah.
So, huh?
Oh, you want the three of us?
So while we do this, Sheila, just introduce your families, everybody when they come up. If you want to introduce your family while you're taking these pictures, it'd be great.
Husband here tonight.
Did you see that? Okay. Yeah, sure. We're going to let Ms. Cox say a few words on her final night.
I told Ms. Taylor, I'm like, don't start crying. You got a lot of work to do. But I already had my celebration last month. Thank you to the board. But I just want to say how proud I am of this board. This is an amazing board, and you guys in this audience are so blessed to be served by these people up here and our leadership, Dr. Rapp. No one cares more about kids. I mean, I know you do too, but they do too. And they look after, I can truly say, the best interests of what's best for our kids in this district. And I couldn't be more proud to have Ms. Taylor take my seat. I know she will carry on and lead kids in this district. So thank you to you all, and thank you for allowing me to serve 9 years in this district. And I'm going to stay involved because I still have a daughter at the high school, so I will still be involved with the district. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Angie. Okay, congratulations to the newly elected board members. Farewell, Ms. Cox. I'm sure she will send us a lot of questions. We'll now convene into closed session as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551, specifically 551.071, 072, and 073. The time is 6:14.
Hey.
Okay. We'll convene into open session at 6:15 p.m. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge. Okay, we're going to try and move quickly here. Welcome to all. The Lewisville ISD Board of Trustees meets monthly to receive reports from staff and take action on recommendations from the superintendent. The board receives the agenda and all supporting documentation 10 days in advance of these regular meetings, which allows us to ask and receive answers to many of our questions. The board also meets in regular scheduled workshops and work sessions where staff discussions and presentations are given for many of the agenda items. This protocol means lengthy discussions or a litany of questions on every agenda item often is not necessary, and as a board, we should have appropriate knowledge and preparation for responses regarding the content of our meeting tonight. Furthermore, we ask that all those in attendance conduct themselves respectfully at all times during the meeting. Any outbursts or disruptive behaviors may result in your removal from the board. First item of action is reorganization of the board officers. I just said that. Would someone like to make a motion for board president?
I would, Mr. Miller.
Dr. Bonner?
Mr. Miller, I would move to nominate Tracy Miller as board president.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Lasan, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Is that 7-0?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Would someone like to make a motion regarding the board vice president?
I move to nominate Allison Lasan for vice president.
Thank you, Ms. Hassett. And a second?
I'll second.
Dr. Bonner? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 7-0. All right. Would someone like to make a motion for board secretary? Ms. Hassett?
I move to nominate Catherine Sells for secretary.
Do I have a second? Ms. Lasan? Any Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 7-0. Okay. Consideration action on it. Would someone like to make a motion regarding personnel recommendations?
I move that the board approve, oh wait, that's the wrong one. Are we going to do individual ones, correct? Yes. I move that the board approve Ms. Lori Litchfield as Chief of Schools as recommended by administration and a personnel selection committee.
A second, Ms. Hassett. Any discussion? Nobody wants to discuss this? Where is she?
Right there.
All right, I know we have a good vote. All in favor, say aye. 7-0. Okay, regarding Executive Director of Finance, do I have a motion?
I move that the board approve Ms. Amber Lasong as Executive Director
Have a
of
second?
Finance as recommended by Administration Personnel Selection.
Thank you. Ms. Hassett? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 7-0. Thank you. Congratulations. And Lori, congratulations to you too. Okay, Middle School Chief of Schools. Would someone like to make a motion? Ms. Lasan.
I move that the board approve Ms. Chantel Upshaw as the Chief of Middle Schools as recommended by administration and a personnel selection committee.
Second from Ms. Taylor? All right. Any discussion? Ms. Upshaw, do I have a vote? 7.
Don't get up so fast.
All in favor? Aye. Come on up, Ms. Upshaw.
Want to introduce your family? Go ahead and let her introduce you.
B.B. Owen. Dr. Bonner?
I move that the board approve Ms. Jennifer Barentine as principal of B.B. Owen Elementary School as recommended by administration and the Personnel Selection Committee.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Taylor? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I'll go ask Jamie what the deal is.
Yeah, there were two cards when I went in.
Covering me.
Okay, Chief Communications Officer Amanda Grimm will now share with us this month's recognitions and student spotlight.
Bridalwood PTA achieved the Platinum Voice for Every Child Award, the highest membership award a local PTA can achieve at the state level. This honor is a testament to Bridalwood's PTA vision to ensure that every child at their campus has a member and a voice to represent them. Congratulations, Bridalwood PTA.
Thank you all for your hard work. Thank you all for your love for our, and being ambassadors for our children. And let's get these pictures so we go. All right. This way. Hold on. Let me get in the middle. I'm sorry. I'll watch you. No. You're blocking us. Over my face. I'm not playing. Oh my God. Congratulations. Yeah, sure.
If you guys have just a second, this is Robin Block. She is retiring this year from Bridalwood Elementary. She spent the last 10 years making our students amazing and fabulous, and we could not have done it, and we are so sad to see her leave. She's going to have a wonderful retirement, and we love you, and thank you so much.
School board, thank you all for putting up with us, and thank you all for just your support. The PTA is not the PTA without you.
The National Association of Elementary School Principals recently announced Lewisville ISD's Donald, Garden Ridge, and Liberty Elementary Schools as 3 of only 13 elementary schools nationwide to be named Honor Council of Excellent winners. This award recognizes outstanding achievement by student councils in the areas of community service, student leadership, citizenship, and school spirit, based on a completed application encompassing activities from an entire school year. With the guidance of campus administration, staff, and parents, student councils are campus cornerstones, building partnerships and connections between its community and campus traditions. Tonight we are joined by representatives from Donald and Garden Ridge Elementary. While Liberty would love to be here, they are celebrating their 20th anniversary with their community. Congratulations to these amazing student councils.
Thank you so much for inviting us. I would love to introduce the Donald Elementary Student Council. Starting over here on the far side, we have our sponsor and gifted and talented teacher, Michelle Emmett. Our president of Student Council, Abby Claxton. Our very proud parents. Our vice president, I'm looking to see who it is, Haryak Roman. They got out of order. Did y'all get out of order? Nope. Alexis Wynn, our secretary. Our treasurer, Alex Gray. And Rhea Sankara, our historian. And this is our assistant principal, Miss Nikki Robinson, and Heather Shorter, the principal. Okay. If you are a parent of one of our student council members, would you please stand up? Good evening. I'm Emily Mansfield, and I'm the counselor at Garden Ridge Elementary, and I'm one of the Student Council sponsors. Also here with us tonight, we have our principal, Miss Kelly Roden, our president, Corbin Smith, our vice president, Benjamin Davis, our secretary, Halen Brahaney, and our treasurer, Emily Earl, and our other Student Council sponsor, Coach Brenda Jacobs. If you are a parent of one of our amazing, great Gator Student Council members, please stand up. Thank you guys very much for having us.
The Marcus High School Academic Decathlon team recently made history by becoming the first Lewisville ISD school to be invited to compete at the national level. After crushing their previous state meet record set in 1999, the Marcus team participated in the virtual national meet, ultimately claiming the silver medal. To achieve this accomplishment, Marcus must complete in a series of multiple choice quizzes, interviews, essays, and speeches that revolved around this year's theme, water. In total, the team earned an impressive collection of individual medals, adding up to 27 at state and 26 at nationals. Congratulations, MHS ACTEC team.
Hello, I'm Mr. Pike, and Mrs. Walta is on the far side over there. But all these students worked incredibly hard. We actually just got our new content for next year, so they've been working hard since this time last year. We're proud of their accomplishment, and thank you guys for all of your support throughout the year. Thank you.
Are there any parents? Parents in the audience of these proud kids want to stand on up?
Lewisville ISD is proud to offer groundbreaking career and technical education opportunities to our students through 2 state-of-the-art career centers and innovative courses offered at LISD's 5 high schools. This school year, more than 80 district CTE representatives have earned state or national achievements, and we are excited to recognize a few of them here tonight. First up, we recognize a group of Tech East students who qualified for the national finals in the American Rocketry Challenge. To qualify, the team had to build and launch a rocket to safely carry 2 raw eggs with a target flight duration of 41 to 44 seconds and an altitude of 835 feet.
All right, what we have here is our captain, Harsheni Siddharthan from Flower Mound, Grant Hull, which is also a senior from Flower Mound High School, and Kylie Fisher, who's a junior and next year's captain from Flower Mound High School.
Any proud parents in the audience of these kiddos? All right.
Up next, we welcome Marcus High School students who collected 16 first place medals and 16 second place medals in the Texas DECA's 2022 State Career Development Conference. To prepare for the competition, students spend months studying, completing practice exams, researching, writing, and developing presentation visuals.
Hi, I'm Kendra Day, and I'm the DEC advisor at Marcus High School. And we don't have everybody with us who placed first or second at state, but we've got quite a few, so I'd like to introduce those. First, we'll start with our second place winners at state that's here with us. We have Jaso Chaw, Arian Parikh, let's see, sorry, I'm going down my list, Rishi Hanyamandlu, Audrey Leach, Trevor Myrick, Abhiram Narendra, and then our first place at state who went on to compete at internationals, we have Chance Banner, Annika Chamala, Simbi Chun, Shruti Adara, Suhani Gajera, Jonathan Lowry, Emerson Owens, Ashani Raju, Lasia Vadlamani, Lawyer Robluski, And I did want to tell you the results at internationals. We did very well this year. And the team of Ashani Raju and Emily Starks, they placed in the top 20 at internationals. The team of Simbi Chun, Suhani Gajera, and Beth Stark, they got 10th place at internationals. And the team of Shruti Adara and Jimmy Park got 4th place at internationals. So a very good year. And if any of our parents are here of these students, we would love for y'all to stand, and we appreciate all your support.
Next, we welcome our Tech West culinary superstars. This team, the Three Amigas, recently claimed the Breakfast of Champions state championship title by successfully preparing a breakfast dish in 30 minutes with minimal equipment and space. In addition, the team dominated the Taste of Cowboys competition, where 5 North Texas school districts had 75 minutes to create an appetizer, main course, and dessert to be sampled by an esteemed panel of judges at AT&T Stadium. Overall, the team brought home a total of $16,000 in scholarships from the 2 competitions.
Thank you so much. I'm Chef Gina Perry from Tech West. Very proud to introduce Ariel Blunt, Taylor Wilsey, Kirsten Stout, and I stumbled because we call her Dietz, and Nicholas Williams, as well as Coach Danielle Hirsch. Chef DeRosa could not be here tonight. He's with his daughter, who's celebrating a senior moment tonight with her family. I'd like to ask any parents who are here of our students to please stand. We want to thank you for your support. Thank you.
And now we recognize Tech West welding students Shad Nelson and Joseph Chalet, who earned State Superior in the State Skills USA competition, which is the highest ranking for an individual welding project. In total, Tech West brought home 3 individual first place medals, 7 chapter project first place medals, and 1 second place medal.
So this is Shad Nelson on the right and Joseph Chalet. Joseph made a fire pit and Shad made the tensegrity table. They both earned really high marks at the state welding competition.
Any family members in the audience for these 2 great kids? All right. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Ms. Prosnick just
Now
wants
we
to remind us
welcome-
all, it's out in the lobby. All the great student work.
Now we welcome Flower Mound High School students.
I'm Joe Davis. I'm the wood manufacturing technology teacher, and we have Nico Antilla on the end. We have Eric Reyes, and we have Nathan Antilla on the end.
Family members? Yep.
Hey, Joe.
I'd also like to take just a quick moment to recognize Joe Davis. I know he's going to love this, but he spent many years with LISD students, mine in particular. Amazing, amazing teacher. My student is better because of you, and I greatly appreciate it, and I'm really mad at you for retiring.
My name is Jonathan Haggerty. I teach auto collision. These are two of my top students. We got Spencer Green and Connor McDonald. They're definitely two of my hardest working ones. Spencer got second place in the actual skills technical test, and they both got blue ribbons on both their panels. I got 3 other students that made it, but they weren't able to make it tonight.
Diana Maldonado. She received State Superior in Skills USA for her project in electrical.
We missed family members the last time. Family members, see some. All right.
Now we welcome Flower Mound High School students Manya Goville, Nathika Koka, and Adith Shankar, who claimed second place in the TSA state competition's biotechnology design category. Students were tasked to create a solution to control or eliminate blue-green algae. For months, the team researched, developed a solution and prototype, and presented their results to claim second place in the competition. What an incredible showing for LISD's CTE program. Congratulations to all of these students.
Thank you for letting us be here tonight. I'm Ralph Shadlack. I'm the advisor of the biotechnology team that are on their way to nationals. We're also a presentation team, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to have Mrs. Maya Gravel to come up here and, as captain of the team, tell a little bit about their team.
Hi, my name is Manya Goville. These are my teammates, Aditi Shankar and Nitika Koka. I am the captain of the Flower Mound High School Technology Student Association team for biotechnology design. As mentioned in the presentation, we did place second in state for our event, which was researching ways to eradicate cyanobacteria or blue-green algae, and the solution we came upon was ultrasonic control.
Any family members in the audience? Yes?
Lewisville ISD's fine arts programs are known across the state and nation for excelling and achieving awards and earning sweepstake performance ratings, and LISD students continue the tradition of excellence this school year in multiple competitions. First up, the Colony High School Theater Department recently claimed the silver medal for their performance of The Old Man and the Old Moon in the UIL one-act play state contest, which is one of the largest high school play production contests in the world. After weeks of selections and table reads, a weekend retreat, and a rigorous rehearsal schedule to prepare, the Colony competed against 254 Texas high schools in the first zone contest before moving on to 4 additional rounds of competitions to become one of only 8 Texas high schools to advance to state.
So at this time, I'll introduce the directors. I'm Dwayne Craig. This is my wife, Rhonda Craig. Our other director, Brendan Smith. We have a lot of parents in the audience, too, that have been along on the journey. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Rhonda because I am the worst with names.
Okay, but I'm also really short. Okay, at the end, we'll start at the end. We have Emily Cottenden, Cody Huntsman, who also won All-Star Cast at State.
They're used to bowing, so they
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
Celeste Lashua, and Mia Elias, Logan Matthews, Morgan Charles, Nehemiah Sorrell, I think, is next. Yes. Andy Moats, who won All-Star Cast at State. Sean Parker. Avery Lewis. Avery Terrell. Quanah Fletcher. Carter Clifton. Hadley Keenan. Brooke Salinas. And Abby Hennepin, who won Honorable Mention All-Star Cast at State. We're missing quite a few students who are also at our Collegiate Night Awards and the choir banquet. So I said that. Okay.
All right. Let's find a window.
Next, we recognize students from Marcus and Flower Mound High Schools for their achievements in the Scholastic Arts and Writing Awards, the nation's longest-running, most prestigious recognition program for creative students. This year, the contest received nearly 260,000 entries across the nation, of which only 5% received a gold key and 9% received a silver key. LISD student artists claimed 8 gold key and 8 silver key awards at the regional multi-state level. At the national competition, Marcus High School's Lara Mick earned a silver medal, and Flower Mound High School's Annabelle Thomas and Cassidy Wong both won gold medals.
Hi, I'm Nancy Lawrence from Flower Mound High School and one of the art teachers there, and we also have Marty Cruck and Suzanne in the audience. So we want to thank you so much for recognizing our kids. So for Flower Mound campus, we have Madeline Birdzall. She got a gold key at the regional. We have Cassidy Wong. She got a gold key at regional and a gold medal at national. We have Annabelle Thomas. She got a gold key and a regional at the regional level and a gold medal at national level. We have Elizabeth Song, and she got a silver key at the regional level. We have Ria Jadeja, silver key at the regional level. Fatima Jaffrey, silver key at the regional level. And Nikhil Sampath got a silver key at the regional level for writing.
Any family members of these kids, feel free to go ahead and stand on up.
My name is Julie Murdoch. I'm an art teacher at Marcus High School, and I would like to present to you Miss Lara Mick. Lara received a gold medal at regional competition and a silver medal at national competition for her digital painting.
Hi, I'm Will Skelton. I'm principal at Marcus High School. I'm here tonight to introduce our student, Muna Numani, and she won the Silver Key Award. That's why she's being recognized tonight. So congratulations, Muna.
Family members?
Do we have any family members present that could stand? Here? Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Russell, and I'm pulling double duty today as student advisor and art teacher. Very proud. I am one of the art teachers at Hebron main campus, and I'm so excited to have two students today being recognized. I have Ashley Chon, who got a silver key and a gold key, and Ashrita Pull, who got 2 gold keys, and I'm so excited to have them here today.
All right. My name is Ross Hines. I am the Hebron 9th grade art teacher, and Danica Sizemore got a gold key this year with Scholastic.
Do we have any parents or family members who want to come up and take some pictures?
Finally, 11 LISD student artists earned awards in the Texas Art Education Association's VACE competition. To earn these awards, a panel of jurors evaluates and rates each state entry to determine if the work demonstrates originality, technical expertise, and more. Hebron 9th grade campus student Karen Chin earned a Gold Sill Award, the highest honor one can earn in VACE. Her Her Gold Seal piece will be exhibited in a variety of venues across the state, culminating with the Gold Seal exhibition at the annual TAEA Fall Conference. Congratulations, fine arts students.
Hi, good evening. I'm Amy Farrelly, and I'm the head of art at LHS Harmon. This year we had 5 students qualify for the state vase contest, and today representing Harmon is sophomore Diamond Coleman, who won a gold medal. And then we had Bonnie Cole, who won a gold medal. She's 11th grade. Phoenix Duncan, 9th grade, and Chelsea Fierro, 9th grade.
Family members?
All right, it's me again. Sorry, Hines from Hebrew Ninth. We had 6 different pieces and 5 different students go to vase. We ended up with 3 4s, which are gold medals, and then our 1 gold seal. That makes 10 for the 9th grade campus for our existence. So we're doing pretty good. But anyway, thank you very much.
Family members?
Hi guys, I'm Josh Fletcher from Marcus High School. This is Caroline Ranieri and Mr. Skelton coming on stage. Caroline scored a 4-2 medal at State Vase, and she also received one of only 10 scholarships given at the competition. It was the Jim Henderson Memorial Scholarship.
Family members? There you are.
All right, congratulations to all our award winners. Persons desiring to address the Board of Trustees must fill out speakers' cards. Oh, I'm sorry. The superintendent says she wants to do an update first.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller. It's time for the wrap rundown, which is what we are, of course, calling our superintendent update. So let's go ahead and get started. So just a quick update on the 100-day plan. We're about 90 days into the 100 days. I've completed 62 campus visits. I've hosted 7 committee meetings and attended 49 community events. I've got staff who've completed the input survey as I visited campuses, which what I'm learning from that survey is that they overwhelmingly appreciate the culture of our school district. They also mention a lot the curriculum that supports our teacher creativity. They appreciate their coworkers and our commitment to kids is what I read over and over again. There's also many ideas in the input as well about opportunities for improvement, and I'm so appreciative for all the staff that have completed that. I've completed my high school athletic and theater, auditorium, fine arts facility tours, and will be, of course, working on a report to the board for those things. The Commissioner of Education, of course, as we all know, visited. I sent him a video, and we talked about that in a previous board meeting, offering for him to come to our district, and he came, and he had the chance to meet our award-winning culinary team who was here tonight, students from the Colony High School's Collegiate Academy, and he got to hear from our Chin Club as well about what learning's like for all of them in LISD and their journey specifically to our school district. Student leadership hosted him from Hedrick Middle School, and then we got to walk him around Hedrick and talk about some issues, and he asked us for how he could help, and we talked about that as well. Our next step will be to follow up with him regarding items such as House Bill 4545 and our input related to that, along with our input related to reading academies. As you all know, I've had a commitment to communications. We talk about that each month. May will mark the 4th month of distribution of the wrap-up and the report. And so we continue to see extremely high open rates, and we're encouraged by that engagement so far. The open rate on the wrap-up in April was about 62%. Our top clicks for April were our employee perks page, our refreshed campus entryways, and our DOI overview. And we had 278 staff members who found our hidden Easter egg and clicked to win a prize under hashtag Wrap Rewards. For the report, our open rate was 52%. We had 1,900 views to the video update that we included as a part of that. Our top clicks on the community newsletter were our National Merit Scholar finalists and our DOI overview. And there's just a few pictures, as everybody knows, from Wrap on the Road. I got to take a picture with Dr. Downing, that you see it there at Mayor's Prayer Breakfast, and I've just been so appreciated, so welcomed. I've enjoyed seeing all of our kids and our campuses, and there's a lot of excitement and energy out there as we're getting close to the end of the school year. And I got my own honorary white coat when I visited Polzer as an honorary STEM educator. I want to talk just a little bit about our 4 cornerstone work, and so I'll highlight those as we talk about different things happening around the district. First of all, as we all know, we had the chance to honor Mike Campbell by naming the LHS baseball field after him and honor him and his family. And of course, I've got that under our community engagement cornerstone. We're so proud of the relationships that we have in our community. Under our student experience cornerstone, we had our Chin community that got to share their stories and about the political turmoil that grips Burma when they visited the George W. Bush Institute in Dallas. And then we had a student from Arbor Creek, Logan Wheeler, under student experience and resource stewardship and student learning, really all of those cornerstones, that entered a clarinet competition, and he received many accolades. And that's just one of many examples, as we've seen tonight, about our students who are doing great things with what our teachers are teaching them. Under resource stewardship, for the 2nd consecutive year, a shout out to our team, as Jason Hughes and the team we see in that picture, for earning the 2022 Energy Star Partner of the Year Award. We have been an Energy Star Partner since 2011, and we are Energy Star certified, and we're very proud of that. A few more cornerstone highlights. Of course, many of you came as well. I know as your schedule's allowed to see the Job Olympics on May 5th. We're so proud of our special education team and the workforce skills and training that they are providing to our students in our life skills classes. For elementary students, we also wanted to highlight our mobile vision clinics. You know, it's important that students can see in order to be able to learn in the classroom. And colorful trucks have rolled into our elementary school parking lots all across the district, and they've provided children with glasses, and their catchphrase is better life through better sight. And then middle school AVID, ultimately you all know that our AVID program had the opportunity always to build college and career readiness in kids, and recently they visited the Flower Mound campuses of Midwestern State and NCTC to get a glimpse into higher education. And then finally, just a little bit of a report on our advisory committees. I had my 2nd meeting with the parent advisory, and we discussed ideas that they have to help support and retain our teachers. And that's the question that I told you I was going to really dialogue with them about as a group. We talked about how important it is that our parents, as they communicate with our teachers, do so in respectful and uplifting ways, and that our teachers are busy teaching kids all day, which means they aren't always able to sit behind their computers and answer their email. And we talked a lot about the challenges related to that, and I appreciate their ideas. They also helped me have ideas about future newsletter topics that they would like to see included as well. I had a student advisory celebration, my last meeting of the year with them in May. I awarded them certificates for participating on the superintendent student advisory. The group raised $2,500 from their Grandscape movie night, and of course, as I've shared before, that will benefit our Back to School drive and our Adopt an Angel program. I enjoyed getting to hear from them what they were doing in terms of celebrating teachers. When we met in April, they were preparing for Teacher Appreciation Month, and of course, our student leaders on our campuses do such a great job celebrating our staff, all of them. They have great ideas. And we discussed the student survey results, as I promised you all we would last time, and talked about their feedback on some of those questions. And then finally, we had a community bond committee meeting. We put people on a bus, and we rode out to Tech West. I appreciate Mr. Gilbreth being out there for a tour, and we toured Memorial Elementary as well so that they could see the results of our 2017 bond dollars at work. And then this week, we have two upcoming meetings. We've got a community budget advisory committee. Ms. Maloney sent the participants a survey to get their feedback as we work to make our committees as beneficial to our participants as possible, and really want to hear what they want to learn and need to know about the district to help us. And then I've got a business advisory meeting happening as well, and that'll be my first opportunity to engage with that group around important topics on staff retention and organizational culture. And that is my update for this month. Thank you.
That's it?
That's all.
Okay. All right. Persons desiring to address the Board of Trustees must fill out a speaker's card. No presentation shall exceed 3 minutes. The Board cannot deliberate on any subject that is not included on the agenda. Each speaker will receive a written follow-up from the district in the next 3 business days. The Board and District Administration values the feedback shared during this time of the meeting, and we are grateful for the continued partnership between LISD and the families and communities we serve. For each speaker, please state your name and address. Ms. Julie Foudy.
Good evening. My name is Julie Foudy. I'm an LISD resident of Plano. First, I would like to congratulate Ms. Taylor on winning her election for a first term. I'd also like to congratulate Ms. Sells and Ms. Prosnick on their third term. Our communities are lucky to have the 3 of you on the LISD Board of Trustees. Second, I would like to thank Dr. Rapp and Mr. Koch. Earlier in the school year, I contacted them with concerns about the condition of the refresh at Hebron High School. Although the new construction projects at Hebron, like the arena and the tennis courts, were impeccable, the refresh has been scattered, unorganized, and what was going to be accomplished in the refresh seems to be a moving target. Some of the work that the campus has been told was complete in no way, shape, or form looks finished. The situation has been frustrating for staff and disappointing for students, families, and booster clubs. With multiple different construction superintendents leaving Hebron's refresh project, it's no wonder the school resembles what has been coined by some of our families as a Frankenstein campus. As a parent, I've been concerned with the new state of the building all 3 of my children are learning in. And as a taxpayer, I've been very disappointed in how the use of our tax dollars has not been monitored as well as it could have been. Now, once in her new position, Dr. Rapp has immediately assessed the situation and continues to try to piece the puzzle together with assistance from Mr. Koch, and that is greatly appreciated. They have been patient, kind, and responsive to my questions. I'm thankful that their efforts have not ended in a simple email reply or simple answers. Instead, they are truly assessing the situation and trying to find out why Hebron has ended up in the condition that it is in, so this does not happen with future projects. Thank you for allowing me the time to express my gratitude, and I, along with many others, look forward to seeing how LISD will resolve the inconsistent refresh situation at Hebron High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Foudy. April Langston.
Good evening, everyone. April Langston, 1417 Wildflower Lane, Flower Mound, Texas. On behalf of concerned citizens and African American parents, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to this awesome school board, Dr. Rapp, Tracy Miller, all of our existing school board members, our re-elected school board members, Sales and Prosnick, and our newly elected Sheila Taylor. Congratulations to all of you. We are looking forward to great things. We continue to pray for you all on behalf of our Church Macedonia Ministries. I want to let you know every week we are praying for the board, the educators, the administrators, and we pray for our children. That's why we're here. It's all about our children. I'm excited to see the diversity in our town, in our district, and in our board. As a Flower Mound resident since 1987, I've seen a lot of change, and I'm so happy to see all of the wonderful things that are coming forth out of our district. I'm excited about that. Dr. King said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? It's important that you do what you do, because we all, as parents, as concerned citizens, as community people, we're excited to be part of what you're doing. We want to support you. We want to thank you for the time and the effort. It has been a difficult past 2 years, but you've stood the ground. You've continued to move forward, and we're grateful for that. We appreciate seeing Dr. Rapp out in the community, not just her, but also we've seen Dr. Miller, Tracy Miller, Matthew Morris, Director of Diversity and Equity and Inclusion. All of you have been out in the community. That makes a huge difference, because we don't want to just see you here. We want to see you out there. So let's continue to move forward. Let's be kind, be thoughtful, and supportive. I'm still looking forward to hearing what you guys are going to do in reference to honoring our Verno Gregg, who is watching, our first African-American school board member and former board president. We still are looking for ways that we can honor her. Thank you for your time. Have a great evening.
Thank you, April. Always appreciate hearing from you. Britt Stock, I think he left. Okay. All right. We're going to go through consent items. Are there any items that to be pulled or would someone like to make a motion? Ms. Hassett.
I move that the board approve the consent agenda items as recommended by administration.
Second. Ms. Lasan, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Information item, Fine Arts Update, Dr. Rapp.
All right, we're pleased to bring you our first ever Fine Arts Update. So we're excited to start this process, and Ms. Drinkwater and Mr. Kosh are coming up, and I saw Mr. Valentine. There he is. Hello, Mr. Valentine. What a great night to do a Fine Arts Update after all those student recognitions, so thank you all for being here.
President Miller, board members, Dr. Rapp, as she said, this is our first ever Fine Arts Update. And so we're going to take you through student engagement, we're going to take you through student successes, and we're also going to show you the inner workings, how the Fine Arts program is divided out, sectioned out between elementary schools and secondary schools. So, at the elementary school level, art and music. And those are the two offerings there. And then at the secondary level, art, band, choir, dance, orchestra, and theater.
To touch upon our enrollment in our various programs, of course, 100% of our elementary students are engaged in arts education through their art and music courses. In the sixth grade, we do require a fine arts credit, so 100% of our sixth graders are in a fine arts course, and many of them are in more than one fine arts course. We have about 70% of our 7th and 8th graders at the middle schools that are engaged in fine arts courses, at least one course, and many more than one. And approximately 50% of our high school students that are engaged are in one or more fine arts course.
Added information piece about the number of students in the 9th through 12th grade fine arts. We're working on getting those numbers to you, divided out by discipline. It's not as easy as just pulling the data and looking at a percentage, because there might be an art student that's also in band, that's also in choir, which then skews the number. So we want to make sure we provide you with the most accurate information.
Our department serves 275 fine arts educators. We serve 78 elementary programs. We serve 112 secondary programs, and we clear about 250 contractors through our department, which is quite a task. That includes private lesson teachers, supplemental instructors, piano accompanists, clinicians, mentors, judges, jurors, most of which are supported by families that are engaged in the programs. They fund the private lessons. Many of them fund their supplemental or enrichment master classes. There are some that are engaged and paid for by the department. We do bring in jurors and folks for professional learning from time to time, but that's a whole slate of folks that we also serve. We coordinate transportation for district-related travel. We facilitate district instrument repairs and tuning services for our pianos, repairs for our pianos. There's about 8,000 musical instruments, and that is not including what we have in our elementary music classroom. So it's quite an undertaking annually. We attend rehearsals and performances, of course, concerts, plays, shows, all those things, and we serve as an advisory resource for our fine arts educators and for learning and teaching materials.
Once again, the board has been very gracious to the fine arts programs in LISD, so we're going to touch a little bit about the ongoing projects. To date, there's 3 middle school programs that are all but finished with their renovations or their updates, but as you know, we have several other major projects still going on across the district.
Right now, there are 15 ongoing fine arts facility projects in the district. That does not include the 3 that Mr. Kosh referenced that are substantially completed. We are also working on a large-scale project regarding classroom standards. So, in other words, we're developing disciplinary and leveled standards for all fine arts classrooms, including their spaces and their specialized equipment, what it is that they need for supplies and instruments and whatnot. We don't have a district-wide standardized list and are working towards that. We're also working to, I would say, reestablish performance standards, particularly in the shadow of the pandemic now. We want to promote student access to very high-quality program and sustain what we know as LISD's reputation as a fine arts leader across Texas and beyond. There are many, many, many fine arts events. We share a select few of them with our board through our performance calendar. We cull that list to provide you perhaps information that will lead you to the places where the most students are gathered for all of our high school programs. However, we facilitate and are a part of a great number of events across the district in addition to those. At the elementary level, of course, we have our elementary art show. We've got our 5th grade honor choir, 3rd grade symphony field trip, and the Festival of Music Listening Masters, which is actually held here at the Administrative Center. It's the former UIL Music Memory Contest. At the middle school level, we have the Middle School District Art Show, TMEA Region auditions. We have over 90 UIL concert and sight reading music ensembles across band, choir, orchestra, 3,000 district high school solo and ensemble entries for our music programs. We host a middle school 1-act play at the district level for our middle schools and a middle school theatrical design contest for our middle school students. At the high school art show, which I think most of you all were able to attend this year. Thank you so much. Of course, LISD Friday Night Lights. We have quite a few students represented at those events. UIL marching band activities, TMEA region, and then area, and then all state, who our board gets to meet our all-staters each year for the musicians and the bands, choirs, and orchestras. About 40 concert and sight reading ensembles at the high school level, 1,800 solo and ensemble entries for the high school level, VACE entries and scholastic entries for our art students, who some of whom we met this evening. Of course, UIL one-act play and UIL theatrical design. So these would be events that we are departmentally directly involved with supporting or facilitating, or some combination therein.
To the direct supported events, there's also campus-driven fine arts events. As you can see there, the plays, the musicals, the dance, the spring shows. So in addition to the direct supported events that the directors help support on campuses, there's also the campus-driven fine arts events that this department also helps with to facilitate and to make those performances amazing.
Recognitions with fine arts are sometimes hard to keep up with. There are the things that we track, and there are the things that happen, and many, many things happen. In fact, our clarinet concerto student, we learned about that accomplishment when LISD posted it on the website. We had no idea that that was happening, and we are very proud of our students and programs. They continue to self-submit and to apply for and to enter many realms where recognition is offered in many forms. And so there are some of these that are trackable and traceable, and something that we have records and keep records on, and we've listed a few of those here. We have the UIL concert and sight reading. They're expected as a part of our middle school music programs to participate in UIL, so there's some data there from the sweepstakes, which is essentially a majority of first division ratings from 2 of 3 stage judges and 2 of 3 sight reading judges. So that's quite an accomplishment for the UIL concert and sight reading awards this year. Solo and ensemble first division medals, so they can earn a first, second, third, fourth, fifth division, and the first divisions get a little medal, and this is a medal count for the district, which is pretty awesome considering how many students are participating in individual events. Proud of the participation level in the shadow of COVID. We've seen almost a full return, and in some places surpassing the participation levels that we had prior to the pandemic, which is absolutely wonderful. We met scholastic high school art students tonight that have achieved at the highest state level, and the district art shows. We had all schools represented thanks to the work of Mr. Valentine and his art leadership from within the teacher ranks. That has not always been the case. We were so proud that they all participated at every level in the art show, so really proud of that. Every single school participated in middle school one-act play, which has not always been the case. We were very proud of that because it was difficult to come back for those students and programs. Theatrical design, all schools were represented for that. So participation and full participation in and of itself is something that we like to note and brag about on behalf of the schools. We have many derivative programs, and I think you all see on Twitter and the other social media platforms, we see the little pieces parts and the a cappellas and the jazz groups and the steel drums and all of those things. They happen all the time, and you probably hear about them at the same time that we do for all of that.
Next slide kind of lays out and outlines the different paths of competition for the different disciplines. And I'm going to let Ms. Drinkwater kind of explain each of those paths.
Not every activity has a head-to-head state competition advancement opportunity, so just to put that out there, the UIL affords our band programs the opportunity to advance in head-to-head competition through the marching band competition. They also facilitate a head-to-head competition for the one-act play, and head-to-head competition for high school theatrical design. And so those are opportunities for those specific programs that yield a state champion, if you will. TMEA, you meet these TMEA All-Staters. They all parade up here every February, and of course TMEA affords students, individual musicians, the chance to matriculate through the region and area levels before earning a position in All-State. So they offer our music programs the chance to become an All-Stater. Then VACE, the VACE Awards, have a head-to-head advancement opportunity for students to become essentially state advancement earners. So those are just the governing organizations that provide that sort of head-to-head advancement opportunity for the programs listed. We had a number of students that have bragging rights as state advancement students this year. We had 3 big high school bands there at the state marching contest this year. A ton of students from Flower Mound, Hebron, and Marcus that were able to participate in the state and advance to finals. We had 26 high school theater students who you met tonight who advanced to the 5A one-act play competition that we're very proud of. 4 of our high school theater students advanced, representing Flower Mound and Marcus, advanced to the state theatrical design contest. And then we've got 65 musicians this year that made it to All-State, which is just it's our district record, which coming out of the last couple of years, we're just really, really proud. And 13 high school art students representing Hebron, Hebron 9, LHS, Harmon, Marcus, and the Colony earned advancement to state base. So we're super proud of their accomplishments as well as the many accomplishments by all.
Looking ahead with this department, we're rapidly hiring new individuals to add to the successfulness of our programs here. Summer trainings, as we all know, band practice is going to start up this summer and getting ready for the fall. The construction is going to continue, the moving in and moving out, and the renovations are going to happen. And then as we continue to look forward for possibly future bond planning opportunities for the advancement of these programs across the district. That is it. Any questions?
Dr. Bonner?
I don't really have any questions because the information is pretty clear. I just wanted to highlight a couple things. One, if you know me at all, you've probably heard me say that we are currently living in the golden age of Lewisville ISD's extracurricular and co-curricular activities. We have numerous athletic pursuits that attain state and national championships, just like we do fine arts, band, orchestra, choir, et cetera. And I'm very appreciative of you quantifying the huge numbers. What we saw tonight was that, right? And I'm just appreciative that you put the overwhelming numbers in this presentation tonight, because sometimes that gets lost along the way when we have individual performers, and that's a good example of it, and I just appreciate it very much and all the work you do.
Ms. Sells?
Can you just, and thank you so much. First of all, let me start with thank you. For anybody listening, attending any of our performances is the best bargain ever, because you get world-class just performances for, and I'm going to look at Miss Fowdy, is it $10 or $15 or $20 to like a theater performance? Wow. So for the cost of a meal, maybe, in today's world, maybe not, but for the cost of a meal, you can see students in action, and I just love that. I do have a question when it comes to classroom standards and the development of that. Can you explain a little bit who is doing the developing, and how are we going to address, and I guess your last slide in the future bonds addressed maybe some of the disparities that you might come across, but also then even in the instruments, we can put instruments, but of course our needs across the district vary. And so how are we going to make, are you still in the talks about making allowances for those things and stuff? It just really, of course, the prettiest is always going to be the newest, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the kids, and that an instrument at a school and setting not being used because students' parents have been able to buy them. And so just as my mind goes, just could you address some of those things?
In terms of the, and I'll address instruments since that was the example that was brought up, we have a great deal of data entry that has been taking place over the last 3 years that has a deep dive and then a deeper dive and a deeper dive with regard to instrument age, regard to instrument quantity, and then quality. And if we could start over, we would put them all in one place and dole them out equitably. And we work hard every year with the budget that we do have to address gross inequities where we see them, or immediate need, shortages, and to move instruments about. Instruments don't belong to the school, so we shuffle them around as we need to. But we definitely see newer places that have newer fleets, and aging places and programs that are older, that instruments have aged out, and we have not been able to keep up with replacement at the rate that they all aged. Flower Mound and Hebron are both the same age. And so much like the building, the vast majority of the instruments were purchased at both of those places in 1999. Well, most of those instruments are getting to the end of their life around 15, 20 years if we're lucky. And many of the instruments at those schools are ready for replacement. So there's a large part of the fleet that is aging out due to the rapid growth of our buildings and opening of programs in the late 90s. So we were keeping up, and then I think we got to a critical mass, and now we're not keeping up. I'll give another example about art supply standards, which is that with the best of intentions, we have a situation where the art budgets are campus-based, and they are not aware of one another's art supply budgets. And so that budget is a result of a formula that has been site-based for some time. This is a big conversation, and one to bring up in front of the board makes me a little nervous, but I see some response there. But it is a big topic and a big project, and those art departments and or places where art is heavily funded, those teachers want, to basically, when they answer a survey, they say, please don't take my funding. I know I'm very lucky here. But then we do compare school sizes, for example, or supply budget recommendations, which may be forthcoming, where we say, okay, really this should be about this much per student, and therefore your campus should allot about this much. It is a more complex issue than that, but we have gathered enough information to identify places of concern, areas of consideration, and future communication and projects and problem solving and collaboration to get through to the other side.
And then that development, is that happening at this level, or are we bringing in, are we bringing in others to have that conversation in the development of the level disciplinary standards for those classrooms and such?
Yes, ma'am. And then gathering information from a single source is helpful. Just the single database, for example, just comparing across campuses and grades, that helps us when we put things together. I have laid eyes on our 8,000 instruments in the last couple of years to be able to say, yes, this is listed in good condition or fair condition, and I agree with that assessment. So it is truly the data gathering and feedback from teachers and visiting
I want to follow up on Ms. Sell's question, because mine's more about the facilities, because we had to adjust what our ed specs were for our facilities for middle school and for high school when you looked at them and said that they were not sufficient because they hadn't been looked at. So on the piggyback on her question is, who was looking at that to create those so that we do have what I like to call a district standard and not a site-based standard.
I have learned much about building processes in the last couple of years, and there are many stakeholders at the table when there are those decisions that are being made. I walk in all the time and go, why is that this way? Or wonder how something was repurposed into something else, or how come this school has, I know that you witness this and see this as well. So some of the adjustments, and not to oversimplify it, were a matter of taking the pieces apart from that great work by the committee that put those ed specs together, which was a detailed process. When we looked at that in the grand scheme, it was as though we had thought about them as lassoed space. So in other words, the entirety of the fine arts is this, but when we parcel it, here are the areas of need, and that helped to define what the greatest areas were of need and what to move forward with at that particular campus setting. But a campus could have been built with the exact same footprint and be used in a completely different way. Or at some point there was a little, something happened with a program and they needed twice as much space for uniform storage, so they knocked down a wall at the facilities level and put up some shelving, and this program has it and this one doesn't. So I think we just continue that great work of the committee that put together the educational specifications and tried to, for example, this is just one example, but the identification of an orchestra and a choir room as the same size, same square footage for the footprint. An orchestra room will have the orchestra room storage. The instruments are stored within, so the footprint allowable for the performance space is immediately reduced. So if your living room suddenly gets built-ins all the way around, there's not as much room to put the sofas and the TVs and all that. So that wasn't necessarily accounted for, and it ended up impacting operational space in some of the areas that we looked at. So the other piece moving forward is looking at it for the planning purposes in a more parceled way, that it isn't some places where we identified square footage. The square footage wasn't necessarily, it might be a vestibule, but it was counted in their square footage, or it might be an ancillary space that isn't really purposed towards the educational specification. So I would just think it's just been a deeper dive, and then in terms of creating equity and working toward equity, we often say in those meetings we would kind of have to all start over at a very flat parcel of land with the same exact footprint and the same exact space. So we all know the same house plan doesn't fit on the same lot, and that the grades of where these campuses sit can sometimes impact decisions, and the budget impacts decisions. There are some times that it just costs a lot more to do the same thing at school A and school B with the same outcome, but the expense was different because of where the cafeteria grease drain used to be. This is a very detailed answer, but I hope it can sort of tell the story about what that work is like behind closed doors.
I appreciate the answer.
Ms. Sells asked my question, but I would like to say I really love the classroom specification. I love the work that you're doing. I love a good process, data, and evaluation to help our students. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Dr. Bonner's always said academics, fine arts, and athletics all make us great, and so glad you guys, the first time giving us this presentation, I would say, and I appreciate the work that you did, Ms. Drinkwater, in looking at facilities. We always have some of these disparities. When we built field houses, as an example, we back then allowed coaches to influence the field house. Then you get a new coach, and guess what? They want the office on the other side of the room or other side of the building because of the way that they coach and lead and that type of thing. So we see these modifications that over time end up creating what appears to be a disparity because you get new leaders, new teachers, et cetera. So appreciate you being all over that. And Mr. Koch, thank you for your help on that as well.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Rapp.
Okay, this is simply an information item about the dates of the board meetings for 22-23. As you would notice in your packet, there are a few times where we had to move away from the regular meeting date that it would have been. And so Monday, October 10th is a holiday, so that alternative date for that October board meeting will be the 17th. We can't meet on Monday, March 13th because that's spring break. So we've proposed March 20th. April 10th would be a bad weather day, so we're proposing April 17th instead. And then Monday, May 8th, we are not going to use that as a board meeting date because it's too close to the election, so we'll have that board meeting on Monday, May the 15th.
Any questions? All right. Ms. Maloney, this is your first as our CFO, but I want you to know that regardless of how I was always so excited for Mr. Youngs to do it, I'm just equally excited for you to give this same report. So,
well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, President Miller, Dr. Rapp, members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to present the monthly financials. As a reminder, these are the monthly financials ending March 31st, and we are already at May 17th. So, we've already done some things for April, but this is ending March 31st, 2022. So in the general fund, if we look at the revenue side, on the state revenue, we will collect every bit of that, the rest of that revenue based on our projections at this time. But as you know, with TRS on behalf, and then any revenue that we're collecting is going to be below what our recapture payment is. So there's that. We have already collected at the federal revenue. We're over that and projecting a little more there, and you'll see that each month coming up. And then on the local revenue side, we are not probably going to reach that, and you'll see on the projection slide in just a little bit that I'll draw your attention to. It looks like the budgeted tax collections were based on a higher projected levy. And we have met with Denton County in the last week, and we feel like we're going to collect about 99.7% of the levy that was established in October. So we'll be a little short there. We are at 14% of meeting our revenue, and last year we were right around 11.5 at this time. On the expenditure side, the thing I'll call your attention to is that we have 5 more months left in the payroll, and that's going to be roughly about $175 million. So that's going to creep up too, but we're going to see some expenditure savings too based on our projections today, and I'll call your attention to the slide that we're going to talk about every single time. In the Child Nutrition Fund, it's odd right now to see all of that federal revenue and no local revenue, but as we know, all of our meals are reimbursed at the federal level right now. We are going to have a significant surplus that we'll have to address that through a plan. The reason for that is, number one, all of our meals are reimbursable and free to the students right now. We will not have that waiver next year. And we are also able to exercise the waiver of the seamless summer option, which is a higher reimbursement rate. We will not have that next year, so you'll see more local revenue come back in next year. And on the expenditure side, we've had some staff shortages, so that's going to create that surplus. There will be a surplus in the child nutrition budget, and we'll have to address that through a plan to spend down. On the debt service side, we have already collected more revenue than we budgeted, and we talked about this as a part of the defeasement last time we were together. If we continue to set the tax rate where it is, we will have the opportunity for future defeasement opportunities in the coming school year. And then the capital project funds are there. But I would draw your attention to the slide that we're going to show every time on our projection for the 21-22 budget, and we are monitoring that pretty much every other day, looking at things that are coming in, but this is where we are right now. And as I said, the revenue shortfall is going to be in those tax collections, not because the collection rate is not where it should be, but we had over budgeted on a higher levy than we actually got. And then we have significant expenditure savings as well, and that pretty much mirrors what happened last year at this time and at the end of the year.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. Thank you. And great job filling in for Mark. No, replacing Mark.
See you at the budget workshop.
I'm just kidding. You know I'm kidding. Anybody have any questions? All right, great presentation. Thank you very much. All right, the board will be together again on Friday for a budget workshop, so if there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 8:47 p.m.